There's our coupe right there. You see the mess we got. Now, that doesn't look like a lot, but believe me, that's a major repair right there. But before we do any repairs, proper repairs, professional repairs, we got to professionally, okay, and let me get that out. We got to professionally prep the car for our repairs. If you notice what I've done over here, okay, I've taken some 6mm plastic and I went ahead and taped the opening up. We don't want no fiberglass dust in the car. We don't want no Bondo dust. We don't want no imperfections on that $5,000 interior job that Gary paid for. I also went ahead and I covered the running board with paper, so when I do my body work and my fiberglass work, we won't get any resin or Bondo or any kind of chemicals on the rubber floor mat. So we got all this prepared. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the broken fiberglass, which is the hinges, and we're going to go ahead and repair those. Always remember to prep your car before you do any work. Don't get in a hurry, because if you don't prep your car proper, it'll lead into more damage inside the car or elsewhere. And we don't want that, because then we'll have to spend more time and more money, and we don't like that. So, let's get ready, let's get started, and let's get her done. To do a repair like this requires a little bit of experience, but not a lot, okay? It's mostly common sense is what you're going to use on it. Now if you look right here, okay, as I do that, this whole section is busted out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this section out of the car. Now I'm going to reuse this piece, okay, but the problem we have here is I got to clean all that up because the fiberglass is actually ripped apart. And once fiberglass rips apart, it's like all the fibers in it get tangled up and they won't go back together right. Like if it was a piece of metal, you can just bend it over and, you know, pound it together. So the first thing you want to do, you always want to wear protection, okay? Dust protection, eye protection. Don't forget, that's very important. So we're going to go ahead and cut that out of the car just like this. And what I'm going to use here, I'm going to use my air saw, okay? Now, you can use other tools that you might have at home or what have you. I'm going to go ahead and use my air saw. That's going to give it a nice clean cut. And I can actually use my cutting wheel. The reason I don't want to is because that's going to create a lot of dust and a lot of fiberglass itching later down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this section out. And if you notice, I went ahead and take this off because we don't want no dust getting in, like I said before. And I'm only going to go to the door jamb, see? So, go ahead and cut this out just like this. The reason I like these air saws is because it comes to a very, very skinny, sharp point, and you can get very tight access. So as we come up now I have removed that section out of the car. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a valley between these, just like if I was going to weld that back in, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and clean all these edges up right here, if you can see that. Okay, you can see the fiberglass. If you look real close, you can see, okay, where the fiberglass is actually ripped apart from it. And that's what's stopping us now. I've already cleaned that edge up pretty good, okay, just right there. So this will, okay, fit back in here proper now. Alright? You see right there, just from cutting that out, I've actually cleaned up all the fibers that need to be cleaned up. And that will fit in there properly. And we'll be able to fiberglass that back in with no problems. Then what I want to do is I want to take my little grinder right here, see? What I'm going to do with that, and I'll use my cutting wheel on this too as I'm going, but I'm going to go ahead and basically what I'm doing is I'm cleaning all the gel coat off, all the paint, and all the surfaces that's going to need fiberglass in this area. And if you notice what I'm doing, I'm trying to stay contained. I don't want to hit that door edge, okay? I will go ahead and get it, but I don't want to grind into it. This is not metal. If I hit that with my grinder, it's going to gouge it and I'll have to do body work to it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to get that all cleaned up. I think we got it. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean my piece off. Okay, and if we remember right, this went just like this. Okay. And as you see, it's going to fit in there nice. Now I'm going to go ahead. Okay. Remembering which side goes where, it's going to be very hard. So remember that. Okay, so always remember you might want to mark it where it goes. So if you see right here, you can see that our piece is going to work very well. Okay. Now this is where it starts getting tricky. See, this is where we start getting. How are we going to put that back in there? How are we going to make it right? You see what I'm saying? So this is where the expertise actually comes in. And a little bit of brain power works good too. So if you ate your Wheaties this morning, you might actually figure it out. Now I'm going to go ahead and grind this down. I don't know if you can see that in the picture. Okay, that needs to be repaired, and I see stretch right there. This kind of repair can be a pain in the freaking ass, and can also take some time because you got to let everything dry good. But I got that cut out, okay? I got that ready to fit in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the bottom one real quick. Let me do that because I want to do both of them at the same time. And we're still going to concentrate on doing the top first so you can see how it's done. The bottom one is going to be done exactly the same. Okay, but there you go. So we got it cut out. I've used a couple air tools to do that. Okay, and what we're going to do next is cut the bottom one out like I just said. I keep repeating myself, but that's okay. Sometimes repeating yourself is good when you're teaching somebody something, isn't it, guys? Okay, so don't make fun of me if I repeat. I'm just trying to get the point across to you. Once again, I've cut this out, I went ahead and formed it. I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom down here, okay? I'll come back, I'll get all the materials ready, and we'll see how we repair that. Don't go away. This is Pete, Fiberglass Repair Day, right here on your favorite channel, SWRNC TV on YouTube. Be back in a few.